My name is Emily. I was just 20 years old when I met Daniel. He was an ordinary man, kind, simple, and full of dreams. We fell deeply in love, spending our days together, sharing our hopes for the future. We would talk about getting married, traveling the world, and building a life together. He would hold my hand and promise me forever. But one fateful day, a misunderstanding led to a terrible argument. I remember the look in his eyes, filled with hurt and anger, before he walked away. Hurt and confused, we stopped seeing each other. I waited, hoping he would return, but he never did. A few weeks later, I discovered I was pregnant. Fear and uncertainty consumed me. I was young, alone, and scared. I wrote to Daniel, hoping he would support me, but he never replied. He ignored my messages as if I no longer existed. It was as if he had erased me from his life. Time passed, and I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, Lily. However, joy soon turned into sorrow. Lily was born with a serious illness. Doctors said she needed expensive treatment, and I had no idea how I was going to afford it. The treatment was expensive, and I was struggling to make ends meet. I had no stable job, and despite my parents helping as much as they could, it was never enough. Desperate, I reached out to Daniel again, not out of anger, but because our daughter needed him. At first, he refused. After much pleading, he finally agreed to send $100 a month as child support, but it was nowhere near enough to cover Lily's medical expenses. I begged him to meet his daughter, to at least see her once, but he never responded. Years passed, and one day, I stumbled upon Daniel's picture on the internet. My heart sank. He had become a famous millionaire, admired and respected by the world. He was married to a beautiful woman and had 2 children with her, a son and a daughter. Their lives were filled with luxury. He gifted his wife a car worth $350,000 and a mansion worth $750,000. On social media, he proudly displayed his extravagant lifestyle, sharing images of vacations, designer clothes, and lavish parties. I couldn't understand. Why could he not help his own daughter? Why was Lily suffering while he basked in wealth and comfort? Anguish and frustration overwhelmed me. One last time, I reached out to him, pleading for our daughter's sake. Instead of responding, he blocked me. I felt hopeless, abandoned. But I could no longer remain silent. The world deserved to know the truth. I decided to share my story with the public, revealing the man behind the fame, the man who had forsaken his own child. When the truth came out, people were shocked. The generous, kind-hearted Daniel they admired was exposed as a father who neglected his own daughter. His reputation was shattered. Social media erupted with criticism. How could a millionaire lavish his wealth on luxuries but refuse to help his sick child? But not everyone supported me. Some questioned my intentions. Why now? Was I only speaking out because Daniel was rich? Did I want to destroy his family? Their words cut deep. I never wanted to ruin anyone's life. I only wanted help for Lily. Despite the public outcry, nothing changed. Daniel never reached out, and I was left to fight alone. Eventually, I chose to move forward. I focused on my daughter and built a new life. 2 years passed, and I met Mark, a kind, loving man who embraced both me and Lily as his own. He was patient and understanding, always there when Lily had her medical emergencies. We got married and created a happy family together. Then, unexpectedly, Daniel contacted me. He wanted to see Lily. I was stunned but agreed. Mark, always supportive, stood by my side as we arranged the meeting. On the day of our reunion, we met at a park. Daniel was waiting, holding toys and gifts for the daughter he had once ignored. As soon as he saw her, he hugged her tightly and broke into tears. He sobbed, whispering, "I am so sorry. I was wrong. I want to make things right." He handed me the keys to a car and a house. "This is for my daughter. Please accept it. I want to take care of her now." He also gave me a large sum of money, promising to cover all of Lily's medical expenses. "I will change her last name to mine. She is my daughter, and I will be there for her forever. I was in shock. Daniel had truly changed. He now visited Lily often, keeping his promises and supporting her in every way. My daughter was happier, and her health had begun to improve. Life had finally found its balance, and I thanked God every day for giving us the strength to overcome our struggles. People can change. Time heals wounds. Love can grow again. Years passed, and Lily grew stronger and healthier. One day, Daniel confided in me, "I missed so many years of her life. I regret it every day. But now, I will do everything to make it right." I could see the sincerity in his eyes. He worked hard to show his love, not just with money, but with time and care. He attended her school events, cheered her on during her performances, and spent hours reading bedtime stories to her. One day, Daniel's wife came to visit me. She smiled warmly and said, "Thank you for giving Daniel another chance. He talks about Lily all the time. She has changed him for the better." I smiled back and replied, "We all make mistakes. What matters is that we try to fix them." Over time, we became friends. She treated Lily with love and kindness. Life was not perfect, but it was filled with love, forgiveness, and hope. Looking back, I realized that everything happens for a reason. Pain can turn into strength, and mistakes can lead to better choices. Today, we are all happy. My daughter's smile is all that matters to me.